Welcome to the Coalition of Scrubs, and yes, that was all of our collective natural voices singing.
Welcome back, folks, to another video of From the Deck on the Coalition of Scrubs. And today we have a new setup, we have a new camera, we have a new microphone, we have new everything right now, guys. And as such, we are going to cover a new subject for today. Today I want to talk about my craze for 60 card decks against the 40 card decks. I know these late ones are the ones advised for people because they are more easy to play and they are more, I don't know what to tell you, consistent per se. But is that true? That's what we're going to find out today. And as such, we are going to use my favorite deck of all time, Burning Abyss, and in this case it's Control Burning Abyss. Right here you can see the two lists that we are going to compare today. The first one is a 60 card version, which I'm currently playing, and the second one is a 40 card version of that 60 card. I cut out a lot of stuff, so you can see that it's a little bit watered down, but the extra and the side is basically the same. The only thing different is the 40 cards selected. And as such, we are going to start with some percentages using the all trusty hypergeometry calculator. Now we're going to start off with our starters or cards that start our combo. I have 10 starters on the 60 card version. 3 Graph, 3 Tour Guide, the Fiendish Rhino Warrior, and the Dressir. That also counts as a starter because I have to normal summon it to activate its effect. With that, I have 10 successes in population, and on my 5 card hand I want to open 1 at least. You can see here that the probability of opening 1 is 42%, and the probability of opening more than 1 is 19%, bringing it up to 61% chance of seeing a starter. Now compare this to a 40 card version. The 40 card version has 8 instead of 10 because we could 1 Graph, 1 Seer. Some people may cut the Fiendish Rhino Warrior, probably, I don't know, it's up to you. In that case I have 43% chance of opening 1, just 1, which is not that different from the 60 card version, and 25% of opening more than 1. So in that case I think the 60 card version is better because you don't often see the two versions or two starters in your hand. It's right, you are seeing them 8% less of the time, but you're also not seeing them as much in pairs, which is probably something good if you don't want to break, and in this case you don't want to break at all. So in this case 60 card version is the best one. Next up we have our extenders. Usually with this deck you only need 1 extender to get you to places. So I'm only counting 1 extender and 1 starter. On the 60 card version you have a 35% chance of opening 1 extender and 51% chance of opening more than 1 extender because we're playing 19. That's every other Burning Abyss that's not essential to the combo per se, and also the Psychic Tracker will level combo. With that we have a total of 86% chance of opening an extender in our 5 card hand. Compared to the 40 card version, you open from the 13 extenders that we have, because we cut some names for the Burning Abyss part. We have 13 of all, and we have a 34% chance of opening 1, and we have a 53% chance of opening 2, which is nice because you can get to more places. But as such, compare the cumulative probability of opening 1 or more is 86 to 87, so I think that's not so much of a difference really. In this case they are both tied and it's up to you, but because we have seen that opening a starter instead of 2 is better, the 60 card version still seems a little bit superior to me, just because you can play more extenders to counteract some difficulties that you may get. Now with this exclusive deck I have counted the control cards. You can count yourself the control cards. They can be hand traps, they can be your normal regular traps, you can be pieces of endboard in the main deck. And as such, for the 60 card version I'm playing 24 traps. I'm counting every single 1 trap, and in this case I'm going to put 2 because you normally want to see 2 traps in your hand at least. With that in mind, the probability of opening 2 traps, just 2, is 36%. The probability of opening less than 2 is 32%, and the probability of opening more than 2 is 31%. So around 90% chance of opening at least 1. or in this case a 67% of opening 2, which is our desired goal. Compared to the 40 card version, 15 traps or 15 control pieces, 36% of opening 2, 36% of opening less than 2, and 26% of opening more than 2. With that, we have 63% chance of opening more than 2 hand traps or traps, in this case are traps, and a total of around 80% or just about 90%. In this case, or for this version, is superior because we want to open or control part of the deck with this. If you are playing something more combo reliant like the Dragon Link, you can change the ratios of your extenders from your hand in the previous calculus. But for this case, I think also the control version of 60 cards is better because you can fit more traps or different traps that you cannot fit in your regular version. And in case you are seeing 24 instead of 21, because I counted up, the other 3 cards are the Triple Book of Moon, because that's also kind of control. And finally, we have our bricks. That's up to you how many you want to play. I'm playing 3 on my 60 card version. This can well be your 3 bricks from the Dragoon combo, the Red Eyes Fusion, the Dark Magician, and the Red Eyes Black Dragon. In my case, I'm playing just 3 bricks, which are the 2 Shadow Monsters and the Edgeshim Sabers. With that, opening one of it, it's a 20% chance, and opening more than one is a 1% chance. So a total of 23% chance of opening 1 brick at least. And for our 40 card version, we only fit 1 brick because we can only afford to play 1. So that's a total of 12% chance of seeing that brick. So if you build well your deck on a 40 card version, you can almost never see a brick. And on a 60 card version, it's a little bit more heavy because you can fit more bricks in that case, but it's also up to you. If you only want to play 1, then just play 1 on a 60 card version, and that is always better because you are seeing it less often than with the 40 card version. But because 60 card version lets you play more bricks, that runs the risk that you are going to open at least 1 brick every 23% of the time. But for me personally, I prefer that 60 card version just because you can fit more stuff in your deck and you can counterplay. Now, the biggest argument that I've seen is that 60 card decks are hard to side, which I think it's kind of true because it's not that kind of side, but it's that you are not seeing your side cards. But at least with this BA version, you don't need to side specifically for 1 match. You just need to prepare your side for more generic situations and side the 15 card seat for going second. In this case, I want to go second, for example. So you can see on the side deck that I have 15 cards. Probably some changes will come when I make the profile, but I have my 15 card side, and you can see that the main deck is all traps basically. So I can cut out most of these traps that I don't need because I'm going second in this case, and I can cut some BA names and put my going second cards to just fit in and try to have a general side deck. In the case of 40 card decks, it's better because you can side depending on the deck that you are facing, and you only need like 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards per match that you are siding. But from this case, for the 60 card decks, my advice is that you build a general side deck just seeing the general format. What are the hand traps or the control cards that you can play that affect every single piece of board that are on the meta and that let you go for game or establish a control against your opponent. And as such, you just siding those 15 cards in. You take out 15 cards that you are not going to play because you are going first and not second, and the probability of seeing them is greater than if you establish a side deck specifically for each meta deck and then you just say like 3 or 4 cards. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you very much for joining. A little bit more or a shorter video, I think, but that's just because I'm testing this idea. And if you want me to talk about deck building in other occasions, you can leave it in the comments, leave a like and a subscribe, and see you on the next one.